Leaders of the G20 group of nations have agreed to work together to try and head off a humanitarian disaster in Afghanistan. The European Union has pledged a €1 billion aid package for the country, including money for urgent humanitarian needs and Afghanistan's neighbours who are taking in Afghans fleeing the Taliban. Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi hosted the virtual summit and insisted that debate over solutions must go beyond the usual club of Western allies. G20 leaders agreed unanimously about the need to alleviate the crisis in Afghanistan, where banks are running out of money, food prices have soared, leaving millions at the risk of severe hunger. They also discussed the need to maintain focus on counter-terrorism efforts, including against threats from ISIS-K.
I think this is the first occasion when leaders have given a multilateral response to the Afghan crisis, and it is really one of the first statements of multilateralism that there has been this year.
Mario Draghi says negotiations will be necessary with the Taliban to get aid distributed, but insisted that is not a political recognition of the group.
Now we have to answer the humanitarian crisis. That's the very first thing. If that requires, and it will require contacts with the Taliban, there's no alternative to having contacts with them. They are essential for this answer, for this response to be effective. But as you said, that doesn't imply a recognition. A recognition will have to acknowledge that the Taliban will be judged for what their deeds are, not their words.
US President Joe Biden, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan also joined the virtual summit. In his remarks, Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasised the need for the international community to ensure that Afghanistan has unhindered access to humanitarian assistance. The Indian Prime Minister also underlined the need to ensure that Afghan territory doesn't become a source of radicalisation and terror regionally or globally. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said that Germany is not yet prepared to recognise the Taliban as Afghanistan's government, since it hasn't met the inclusiveness standards demanded of it.
We all have expressed today that as far as we are concerned, as I have said and many others as well, that in our assessment today the Taliban government is not inclusive. Therefore, the issue of recognition of the Taliban is not on the agenda. Nevertheless, there must and should be talks, as is now increasingly happening. Germany has been in talks with the Taliban for some time now. I think we all have nothing to gain if the entire monetary system or financial system in Afghanistan collapses, because that means that humanitarian aid can no longer be provided. Of course, it is not always easy to draw the line, but to watch 40 million people fall into chaos, so to speak, because neither electricity can be supplied nor a financial system exists, that cannot and must not be the aim of the international community.
Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin didn't attend but sent their representatives. Ahead of the meeting, China demanded that economic sanctions on Afghanistan be lifted and said billions of dollars of Afghan assets should be unfrozen internationally and handed back to Kabul.